Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video. We're going to have a look at weather for the 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to the 21st of November, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe on trying a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, gets us into the first half of December. I should get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first. A video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, so check out that. We'll like, share, subscribe, and show to everyone for doing that. We may have a 12Z model update this evening for you about 7:30. As it does look as though there could be some cold weather on the way over the weekend into next week. I think just about warrants a 12Z model update, which we do, you know, when things get a little bit more interesting. So look out for that this evening. Just say we need to put on around 27, I think it is, 25, 27 subscribers to get ourselves to 19k. We are so close to 19k now, so if you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely awesome. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. We got one calendar left. If you'd like to buy yourself the final, last ever GavsWeatherVids 2025 wall calendar, then all you need to do is come to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal account. Link is in the description with the video. Send £12.50 to the PayPal account, to me, to Gav, and I will then send that final calendar out to you. The response has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, everyone who has embraced this project. Let's get that final calendar started. It would be lovely if we could sell that one last calendar. And yeah, so if you want it, then fill your boots. Send £12.50, £10 calendar, £2.50. Postage and packaging to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal account. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting involved in the calendar project. It's been absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. Right, central temperature is currently sitting at 9.7. That is 3.3 degrees above 61 to 1990 average provisional to yesterday, to the 10th of November. That's going to carry on ticking down. If you get the cold snap starting at the weekend, those downward ticks will accelerate. These are GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We've got London today. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting off about average the upper air temperatures at the moment. They're going to lift up again over the next 2 or 3 days because it's under anticyclonic conditions, high pressure dominated conditions, so it won't be that mild on the surface. And then in comes the cold snap at the weekend. We see quite a significant drop in the upper air temperatures taking place then. And that takes us on through the 3rd week of November, which, as I say, is looking quite cold. Perhaps a bit of a recovery in the upper air temperatures taking place into the last week of the month. There is a bit of scatter within there, perhaps more so than yesterday. So obviously we've got the ensemble event down here, and they are the majority cluster that are still going for colder conditions. We have got some up here that are not producing a cold snap or a cold spell, however, so it's not a guarantee, but we're going to get a cold snap at the weekend into next week. This is not guaranteed, it's not a done deal, so I think we need to stay cautious about it, you know, and just watch your space and see how things develop over the next couple of days. It looks like we probably will turn things colder based on that ensemble, but I would say it's not a done deal yet, so let's just keep our feet on the ground, everyone. Precipitation-wise, the next few days are going to be pretty dry. Gradually start to turn more unsettled though as it gets colder. Now, of course, if it is cold enough, then we could start seeing some snow possibilities during this window just here for about the 19th, 23rd of November, where we've got these precipitation spikes. It's not impossible that we might get some snow out of this cold snap. Let's have a look at snow row if the cold snap comes off. Let's have a look at snow row. Oh, again, we see sorry, when we see that there are some snow spikes there around the 19th to the 21st, 22nd of November. Although not that many of them, although you will notice this rather dramatic looking spike just here, but obviously that is an outlier. if we was to go somewhere like Aberdeen, I bet you see a lot more. Well, there you see it for Aberdeen. No problems at all in Aberdeen getting snow from this cold south, as it is coming in from the north. So lots and lots of snow spikes there between about the 18th and the 23rd of November. And for Birmingham, that looks quite encouraging, actually, for Birmingham, too. Birmingham is quite a highly elevated place in the West Midlands, of course. So, two sort of clusters, really. One around the 19th, 21st. Another one again there about the 25th. That's a long way out, though. Therefore, unreliable. It's a case of watch your space at the moment. Let's get cold in, and then we can start thinking about snow possibilities. Temperature anomalies from the 11th to the 19th of November. This is a bit of a change now, looking about average, even slightly below down in the south. And precipitation anomalies from the 11th to 19th of November, drier than normal. Latest info map from Earth, nullschool.net shows we've got high pressure sitting over the top of the country. We've changed the air mass. We bring the air in from the North Atlantic, from like Iceland, that sort of area. And so it's a much clearer high now. We've shunted away all of that horrible anticyclonic gloom that we were stuck under for a fortnight, and we're now seeing some nice sunshine and blue skies finally. Okay, let's start getting the chart data. So, latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Thursday. High pressure over and to west of the country, bringing a lot of dry and fine weather. High pressure still in control into Friday. Then Saturday, the high pressure pulls out into the Atlantic. We start to bring a cold front southwards on Saturday. That will bring a band of rain southwards with it and start to introduce cold air from the north. By midnight Sunday, we're all going into those cold northerly winds. And then we get this area of low pressure starting to go northwest to southeast into that cold air. So there could be some fun and games there. That gets us Monday, 18th of November. There could be some fun and games as that low pressure moves into cold air. It depends on the trap, though. It depends on how that low pressure develops, because the possibility of it. So there are two possibilities with this low, and I think that's what's possibly creating a little bit of uncertainty. So I think we will probably get the northerly in over the weekend, but it might just turn out to be like a 1 or 2 day event. It depends what happens with this low. If the low stays like that, goes on a northwest southeast alignment, but as it clears through, it will bring the wind back around to the north again, and that might, then lead to a cold week all next week. The other possibility with this low, however, is that it just sort of sits over top of the country, develops more, essentially, and it sits over top of the country. That keeps all of the cold air stuck up here, and so let's get rid of all that. So the low sort of just develops in situ over top of the country. That keeps the cold air sort of locked in up here, and we kind of go into a westerly flow unexpectedly. That's the other possibility. It depends what happens with that low, and I would assume that low is what's creating the uncertainty in the model output at the moment. Icon, again, with high pressure over and to west country on Thursday, mostly dry and fine. That goes on into Friday, and the high pressure pulls out into the Atlantic through, from Friday through to Saturday. Down comes this northerly. We're all into northerly winds as we go from Saturday into Sunday. And I think that's the same low that we saw on the UK Met, but it's like across southern, southeastern parts of England at midnight on Monday. So most parts of the country have gone into that cold northeasterly wind there midnight Monday, but down in the southeast below is just holding up the arrival of the northerly, really. And again, there could be a wintry mix with that area of low pressure. Rain, sleet and snow is possible. It would depend on the exact parameters of the atmosphere. Probably rain, cold rain in the south and southeast. Maybe snow possibilities for parts of Wales, Midlands, northern England. But again, it's a long way off. It's 180 hours away. So we need to just wait and see what happens. I think overall the icon model looks really quite good, though, for like a proper northerly. So the KMA is looking. Let's go through that one. So again, down comes the northerly at the weekend. So no problems getting the northerly through with the KMA. And like just a prolonged and cold spell setting up here with the KMA. Winds in from the north and from the northeast. Looking wintry all of next week. Blimey, look at that. And then low pressure attacks from the south. Goodness gracious me, that's the 22nd of November. My word, now that would be like a big stir event, potentially, for parts of England and Wales, with that area of low pressure. That's a channel low. It's been many years, lots of years, since we've had a scenario like that, within cold air. No. Well, I don't want to say too much about that, but the KMA is epic there, right at the end, beyond day 10, with that low coming in. The KMA is epic, but all of next week looking cold and wintry with the KMA. This is the GFS midnight run. Again, takes that high pressure out into the Atlantic, brings down the northerly over the weekend, so we push the northerly through, no problems. There's that area of low pressure around Iceland. Now, what does the GFS midnight run do? It drops itself, but develops it a lot, so that brings a risk of rain, sleet and snow southeastwards across the country for the early part of next week. Does actually bring up some milder air to the south, though, from the southwest. Cold air is on the northern and western side of that area of low pressure. Eventually, it sinks the low down to France. We turn the wind into an east or northeasterly by the middle of next week. That'll have quite a chill to it. There's the upper air temperature showing the -5 Celsius iceberg. Sorry, once more, nicely through the country. And then we go to day 10 and beyond it. Low pressure to the east, high pressure west, winds coming in for a cold northerly. Looking pretty cold, I have to say, on the GFS midnight run until the very end. When low pressure starts coming in from Atlantic, because of course the models will try and revert us back to a milder westerly flow, so we'd have to wait and see about that. It's a long way off. That looks very cyclonic, very stormy there. 25th of November, 900. I think the center pressure of that is maybe 940 or 935 millibars with that low. Anyway, suffice to say, it's a very, very deep area of low pressure, bringing gales and severe gales and a lot of heavy rain, but also milder west-southwest winds into the last week of November. The GFS 6Z, by comparison, again, bringing in those northwesterly winds on Saturday morning, may turn northerly on Sunday morning, and then into the beginning of next week, we are all into that run of the northern winds, proper blocking area of high pressure up towards Greenland and Iceland as well. We've got low pressure zipping into the Bay of Biscay here, so that just keeps us locked into those very cold north to northeasterly winds, really. And the northerlies continue for day 9 and 10 as well. Low pressure sitting in the North Sea, high pressure blocking in the North Atlantic, winds coming in from a cold north or northeast direction. And that carries on into the extended as well. So looking pretty cold and wintry with the GFS 6Z until the end, and then it turns briefly milder, wetter before we go back into those northerlies again. Actually, by the 27th of November, the wind shifts round to the north once more with high pressure ridging in the Atlantic. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. We thank you so much everyone for doing that. It's absolutely awesome. We need to put probably about 25 subscribers, something like that, to get ourselves to 19k. So if you could give us a sub, we're so close, we're so close now. If you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, okay, GM. What's with high pressure over to the western country on Thursday. High pressure sticks around the country Friday and Saturday. Then the high pressure pushes up towards Greenland over the weekend. Down comes that northerly. So we're all in cold northerly winds by Monday. Low pressure over low countries. High pressure blocking around Greenland, Iceland. Winds coming in for cold north or northeasterly. And those cold conditions carry on throughout much of next week. Wednesday, it looks like low pressure. This is Wednesday 20th next week. Looks like low pressure is going to start attacking from the southwest, but doesn't make much progress up to day 10. That's Thursday, 21st of November. And you see the cold air is sort of fighting against the milder Atlantic-driven air and keeping it at bay. So it would be interesting to see what would become of that. Obviously, there's weather front through here. So, again, that's the kind of thing that can produce a stir event if the milder air comes up against a cold block and sort of stalls. So, fun and games possible there. And then finally, the ECM is looking like this. High pressure over to West Country on Thursday. Still there on Friday. Still there in Saturday actually. Sunday, low pressure to the northwest Scotland. So different scenario with the ECM, delaying the onset of those cold northerly winds. That's Monday with low pressure sitting around the country. I suspect by this point the upper air temperatures aren't that cold either. No, actually relatively mild still with the upper air temperatures there. Through to the start of next week, especially so down in the south. So very different ECM, definitely wobbling. Eventually the low pressure begins to shift away to the east. We start to pull in colder air from the north through the middle of next week. So we do eventually get there with the ECM, but it's delaying the onset of the northerly, and that's the scenario at day 10. And even then, we haven't really pushed the cold air down into the south. So the ECM is a different solution again, and as I say, it is having a wobble, certainly setting in that cold air, but also getting it down to the south, just telling us that there's time for this to go down the tubes. All right, everyone, it looks pretty interesting, I have to say. It looks quite exciting, but this could still all fall apart. I've seen cold. I said this on the live stream last night. By the way, the live stream was absolutely epic. Thank you so much, everyone who was on last night's live stream. Had 161 concurrent viewers. Biggest live stream that we've done for ages and ages and ages. So thank you so much, everyone. But I said on live stream, and my good friend Richard Short agreed with me as well. You know, we both said that when you get to our age, we've seen plenty of cold spells go down the tubes, and this doesn't start really until the weekend. No, like that's 5 days away. In this kind of scenario, there is still time for this to go down the tubes. I've seen cold spells. Christmas 2021, we had the cold Christmas of 2021 that we expected went down the tubes with just like 36 hours to go. So anything is possible. Feet on the ground. And let's take the model runs one run at a time, one day at a time, one run at a time, and see how it all develops. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run. Let's go on his soapbox. This is the ECM run, the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run. Live dry weather to come until weekend. Then it starts turning more unsettled. Lots of rain knocking around over the weekend rather than snow. You'll notice a little bit of a wintry mix there for northern England by Sunday. And then on into next week. The cold air does get into the north and the west anyway, with showers and increasingly wintry there. But still struggling to get the coldness of the air down to the south. B-time up on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from ECM.inc. This gets us to the 21st of November. 17 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure through much of Europe, high pressure ridging in the Atlantic up to Greenland. That's turning things colder and more unsettled. Now, we've got 14 members of the ECM ensembles that don't look very good for cold conditions. Low pressure in the Atlantic and bringing up like a west or a southwesterly flow, so that can be relatively mild and unsettled. We have got another 14 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure through the western portion of Europe. High pressure more towards the Canadian side of the Greenland there. That's unsettled. Probably cold into the north. Maybe not much cold getting down into the south. I would assume that probably includes the ECM operational run. And then we have got 6 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the east, high pressure out to the west. That's going to be quite cold with winds in from the northwest, but probably won't stay cold for very long. Notice again, the blocking is moving over toward the Canadian side of Greenland, which is always a possibility when we have Greenland blocking for that to happen. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It gets us to the 26th of November. 10 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to the north and to the northeast. Winds coming in from a colder easterly direction with that. That looks pretty epic. We also have, though, 10 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the north, high pressure in the, to the west-southwest. That brings wind in from off the Atlantic. That's going to be unsettled and mild. This is going to be mild as well. This has 9 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure across southern Europe, low pressure in the Atlantic. We bring up a southwesterly flow with that. We have got here 8 members of the ECM ensemble just with low pressure through the Atlantic into West Europe. That's going to be pretty bad as well. And then there are 8 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to the east, low pressure to the west. That brings wind up from a southwest direction. That's going to be mild. And finally, we've got 6 members of the ECM ensemble with high pressure over top of the country, probably cold and frosty. So it looks like we could start to see the weather getting milder again, actually, into the last week of November. If we do pull off a cold snap, it's likely to be relatively short-lived. If that's right. CFS V2, these are 500 millibar high times, bring down in 2 week periods. The first week period takes us from the 11th to 17th of November. The next week has high pressure to the north-northwest and winds coming in from an easterly direction. Mostly dry and could be chilly. Now, it could be chilly. CFS is now going for this northerly. Had to be dragged kicking and screaming to it, but from the 18th to 24th of November, week 2, low pressure is through the north and the west of Europe. High pressure around Greenland. That brings colder air, of course, in from the north and from the northeast. So cold and wintry into week 2. Week 3 is going to be the 25th of November, 1st of December. High pressure over the country, probably mostly dry, but cold and frosty. And then week 4, 2nd to the 8th of December, keeps high pressure in control through the west of Europe, but changing the wind direction probably brings up milder air again from the south and from the southwest. We'll have to wait and see about that. Okay, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe to me. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. So, yes, we have got a distinct and probable cold snap on the way. Certainly, I think there's a good chance we bring the northerly through at the weekend. And then where we go beyond that, we've got to wait and see. Remember, the ECM operational does not bring that northerly through at the weekend and really delays it to the middle of next week. So, feet on the ground, let's see where this is going. I think we'll do a 12Z model roundup this evening. I think there's enough here to justify and warrant that. So around 7:30, you will see a video popping up where we just go through all of the 12Z model runs and see what they're showing this evening. Will they be wobbling even more, or will they start to shift further towards the colder direction? Going to be interesting. That'll be around 7:30 this evening. Tomorrow, we've got 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. There'll be another state of watching day, I am sure. So keep checking back to the channel for more. For this one, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you a little bit later on. Bye for now.